Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Naresh Mago. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate CLEA Commonwealth Attorneys and Solicitors General Conference in New Delhi this morning. Later today, Prime Minister to leave on a two-day visit to Odisha and Assam. Government to sell Bharat Rice at 29 rupees per kilogram in retail from next week. Also asks traders and processors to disclose their rice stock. India launches Unified Payments Interface UPI at Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. India beat Nepal by 132 runs to enter semi-final of ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup Cricket at Bloemfontein in South Africa. And in badminton, India's Ashmita Chaliha storms into women's singles semi-finals of Thailand Masters tournament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Commonwealth Legal Education Association CLEA Commonwealth Attorneys and Solicitors General Conference in New Delhi today. The theme of the conference is Cross-Border Challenges in Justice Delivery. The conference will deliberate on important issues of law and justice like judicial transition and the ethical dimensions of legal practice, executive accountability, and revisiting modern-day legal education, among others. Attorney generals and solicitors from the Commonwealth nations spanning the Asia Pacific, Africa, and the Caribbean, along with various international delegations, will participate in the conference. The conference serves as a unique platform by offering a forum for interaction among different stakeholders in the Commonwealth legal fraternity. It also includes an exclusive roundtable conference tailored for attorneys and solicitors general, aiming to develop a comprehensive roadmap to address the challenges in legal education and transnational justice delivery. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a two-day visit to Odisha and Assam commencing today. He will inaugurate and lay the foundation stones of multiple infrastructure projects worth more than 68,000 crore rupees in Sambalpur, Odisha today. Mr. Modi will inaugurate the Dhamra-Angul pipeline section of the Jagdishpur-Haldia and Bokaro-Dhamra pipeline project. The project has been built at a cost of more than 2,450 crore rupees under the Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga, which will connect Odisha with the national gas grid. The Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of the Neyveli Lignite Corporation NLC Talavera thermal power project worth more than 27,000 crore rupees. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also inaugurate of the permanent campus of the Indian Institute of Management IIM Sambalpur. He will also dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone of railway project worth 2,146 crore rupees. He will also lay the foundation stone for the redevelopment of Sambalpur railway station and dedicate the Sambalpur-Talcher 168 km double-link railway line and Jhartarba to the Sonpur new railway line, enhancing the rail network capacity in the Western Odisha region. Alok Chandra Bari, Akashvani, Sambalpur.
The Prime Minister will then travel to Assam tomorrow. He will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of various development initiatives worth more than 11,000 crore rupees during a public program in Guwahati. Mr. Modi will lay the foundation stone of multiple road upgradation projects worth over 3,400 crore rupees, under which 43 roads, including 38 bridges, will be upgraded as part of the South Asia Sub-Regional Economic Cooperation Corridor connectivity. He will also inaugurate two four-laning projects, namely Dolabadi to Jamuguri and Bishwanath Chariali to Gopur. These projects will help improve the connectivity to Itanagar and boost the overall economic development of the region. The government has decided to sell Bharat Rice at 29 rupees per kilogram from next week in a bid to counter the upward trend in rice prices. Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution Sanjeev Chopra told media persons that it will be available at retail outlets such as NAFED, Kendriya Bhandar and National Cooperative Consumers Federation. He said that to address regions with higher than average rice prices, the government will target specific centers for intervention, aiming to stabilize prices. Mr. Chopra said the government has also issued orders mandating entities stocking rice, including traders, wholesalers, retailers, big chain retailers, processors, and millers, to disclose their stock from next Friday. He said that the Food and Public Distribution Department will oversee the disclosure, categorizing stocks into broken rice, basmati, and non basmati and other varieties. Mr. Chopra said the government aims to send a clear signal to entities that are hoarding rice stocks.
Steps have been taken by the government. One is with regard to the disclosure of stocks by the rice entities such as retailers, wholesalers. So hopefully that will send a signal to these unscrupulous elements who are hoarding stocks for no reason to release these stocks into the market. The second thing which the government has done is with regard to the introduction of Bharat Chawal, which will be launched next week. And here the rice is being supplied by Food Corporation of India to the three entities, NAFED, NCCF and Kendriya Bhandar. And in turn, they have been advised to have the maximum retail price at 29 rupees.
Paddy procurement of over 600 lakh metric ton LMT has been completed during Kharif marketing season 2023-24. This has benefited 75 lakh farmers, providing a minimum support price outlay of more than 1,30,000 crore rupees. The procurement started in October last year. With the current level of procurement of 600 LMT of paddy, the central pool holds more than 525 LMT of rice against the annual requirement of around 400 LMT under welfare schemes. Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said the government is also gearing up to maximize procurement of wheat during the ensuing Rabi season to be commencing in March. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The 22nd Law Commission of India has submitted its report titled The Law of Criminal Defamation to the Government of India. In its report, the Commission has recommended that criminal defamation be retained within the scheme of criminal laws in the country. According to Ministry of Law and Justice, in this regard, it is important to keep in mind that the right to reputation flows from Article 21 of the Constitution of India, and being a facet of right to life and personal liberty needs to be adequately protected against defamatory speech and imputations. The Law Commission received a reference from the Ministry of Law and Justice requesting the Commission to examine various issues relating to the defamation laws and make recommendations thereon. Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva has said that the BJP welcomes reports stating that the Delhi Police Crime Branch has started an inquiry into the allegations levelled by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his party colleagues that the BJP was trying to lure the AAP MLAs. In a statement, Mr. Sachdeva said that Delhi BJP had filed a complaint on the 30th of January demanding a police inquiry into Mr. Kejriwal's false allegations. He said that now the crime branch of Delhi Police has served a notice to Mr. Kejriwal in the matter. India has formally launched the Unified Payments Interface UPI at the iconic Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Making the announcement, the Indian Embassy in France termed it as a part of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of taking UPI global. The UPI was formally launched at the Republic Day reception held in France. The UPI is India's mobile-based payment system developed by the National Payments Corporation of India in 2016. It allows people to make round-the-clock payments through a virtual payment address created by the customer. UPI is a system that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application of any participating bank, merging several banking features, seamless fund routing, and merchant payments into one hood. Prime Minister Modi said it is great to see UPI being formally launched at the iconic Eiffel Tower in Paris. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said it marks a significant step towards taking UPI global. He said this is a wonderful example of encouraging digital payments and fostering stronger ties. The second meeting of the India-Maldives high-level core group was held in New Delhi yesterday. During the meeting, both sides continued their discussions on wide-ranging issues related to bilateral cooperation towards identifying steps to enhance the partnership, including expediting the implementation of the ongoing development cooperation projects. The External Affairs Ministry said both sides also agreed on a set of mutually workable solutions to enable continued operation of Indian aviation platforms that provide humanitarian and medvac services to the people of Maldives. It was agreed to hold the next meeting of the high-level core group in Mali on a mutually convenient date. The US military has launched an air assault on dozens of sites in Iraq and Syria used by Iranian backed militias and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard in the opening salvo of retaliation for the drone strike that killed 3 US troops in Jordan last weekend. The massive barrage of strikes hit more than 85 targets at 7 locations, including command and control headquarters, intelligence centers, rockets and missiles, drone and ammunition storage sites, and other facilities that were connected to the militias or the IRGC's Quds Force, the Guard's expeditionary unit that handles Tehran's relationship with and arming of regional militias. In badminton, India's Ashmita Chaliha stormed into the women's singles semi-finals of the Thailand Masters tournament yesterday. World number one Chaliha dished out a brilliant performance as she defeated Esther Nurumi Wardoyo of Indonesia, ranked 44th in straight games, 21-14, 19-21, 21-13 in the quarterfinals at Bangkok. The 24-year-old Chaliha from Assam remains the only Indian in the fray after Mithun Manjunath lost his men's singles quarterfinal, while the women's doubles pair of Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand also exited from the Super 300 tournament in the last 8th stage. In ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup cricket, India stormed into the semi-final, defeating Nepal by 132 runs at the Mangong Oval in Bloemfontein, South Africa last night. Chasing 298 for victory, Nepal scored only 165 for a loss of 9 wickets in 50 overs. Earlier electing to bat first, India put up 297 for the loss of 5 wickets in the stipulated 50 overs. Indian skipper Uday Saharan made 100 runs and Sachin Das contributed 116 runs, while Soumi Pandey picked up 4 wickets. Sachin Das was adjudged the player of the match. India now face host South Africa in the semi-finals at Benoni on Tuesday. India will resume their first innings at the overnight score of 336 for 6 against England in the second test match at Vishakhapatnam today. Young sensation Yashasvi Jaiswal remained not out at 179 with 5 sixes and 17 fours, while Ravichandran Ashwin was unbeaten at 5. This was Jaiswal's second test century. For England, Shoaib Bashir and Rehan Ahmed picked up 2 wickets each, while James Anderson and Tom Hartley bagged 1 wicket each. Team India made 3 changes to their squad. Seamer Mohammad Siraj has been rested. Kuldeep Yadav and Mukesh Kumar were included in the playing 11. India Meteorological Department has said a fresh western disturbance starting today is likely to affect northwest India during the next 2 days. The weather agency said under the influence of western disturbance, the isolated places of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are likely to witness heavy rainfall and snowfall. It added that isolated hailstorms are also likely over Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Chandigarh, Haryana and West Uttar Pradesh today and tomorrow. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Tanvi Khurana.
Thank you, Naresh. Mamta abandons INDIA bloc. TMC chief mocks Rahul, says Congress will not win over 40 Lok Sabha seats, writes The Pioneer. Says sorry for MP's split South call, BJP to Congress, notes The Asian Age. The Hindu reports that the Allahabad High Court has declined to give interim relief to the Gyanvapi Mosque panel. Final draft of Uttarakhand UCC calls for polygamy ban, exempts STs, says The Times of India. A headline in Business Standard says shadow of KYC-led money laundering over Paytm Bank. Prime Minister calls to ensure that there are made-in-India vehicles running across the globe, writes The Times of India. And finally, with a picture of artists performing during the inauguration of 37th Surajkund International Crafts Mela, the Tribune reports that as many as 26 countries from Africa are participating in the Mela this year. And with that, it's back to you, Naresh.
Thank you, Tanvi. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate CLEA Commonwealth Attorneys and Solicitors General Conference in New Delhi this morning. Later today, Prime Minister to leave on a 2-day visit to Odisha and Assam. Government to sell Bharat Rice at 29 rupees per kilogram in retail from next week. Also asked traders and processors to disclose their rice stock. India launches Unified Payments Interface UPI at Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. India beat Nepal by 132 runs to enter semi-final of ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup cricket at Bloemfontein in South Africa. And in badminton, India's Ashmita Chaliha stormed into women's singles semi-final of Thailand Masters tournament. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.